it's like one of those markers in your life, like you can't really get away from that. It is a horrific thing that happened to me, and it had a huge impact on my mental health. Anything that I could have blamed myself for, I blamed myself for. I felt like I shouldn't have gone out, without any money, I shouldn't have gone out with any money on my Oyster card. I trusted some guys who were my age and seemed really nice, and I had a really good conversation with them. Maybe I shouldn't, but even if I hadn't, they shouldn't have raped me. I don't remember most of it because the panic and the amount of adrenaline in my body just took over. I was like a rag doll, essentially, after I resisted to begin with. He also said, "Oh, that was really fun. I'll add you on Facebook." That was fun? Like, in what world was that fun? Like, I was crying for most of it. Like, there was no way that he didn't understand that what had gone on that night wasn't consensual. Hey, coucou, ça va?
Ça va,
Ça va, ça va. I was in the GP's clinic and I saw a sign that said, "Are you a carer? And you took care of me when I had panic attacks." Like, you literally were my carer. And
yeah, we did a lot of stuff together. I remember coming home and you would already be sitting in my bed like watching Grey's Anatomy or something, and then just be like, yeah, okay, let's do this. It didn't affect you that much straight away, at least not to me.
Yeah, I think I was fighting really hard to be like, "I'm totally fine, guys."
It was like the panic attack, like suddenly, like...
Triggered it all off.
Sort of, yeah, exactly. It was tough because suddenly, like, you were completely not okay. I remember waking up, like, several times in the middle of the night just to check that you were breathing.
Oh.
For a really long time, you weren't really honest with anyone else, like, except me, about what was really going on with you.
I don't think I really had words for a lot of what I was feeling, to be honest.
I think it started, like, affecting me and making maybe me a little bit less optimistic about life. And,
yeah.
You know, it was just, like...
I
think actually it maybe robbed me of my innocence a little bit as well.
Yeah, I think we were both pretty young, I think, when it happened, and it was like this massive fuckery, which, like, we didn't expect would happen. Like, we didn't really think it could. I don't know, like...
Yeah. It's insane, but, like, I think there's just so much that I have blocked out. I think maybe it's good that we talk about it. About it a little bit.
I think so. How do you feel now?
I feel alright. Like, I hope this is gonna help other people.
Thanks, dude. Jean. I appreciate it.
Anytime,
Alright.
dude.
Okay. Bon bah.
I love you.
Bisous, je t'aime.
Je t'aime.
So I was going through my life feeling, occasionally having periods of depression, occasionally struggling with really bad anxiety, occasionally struggling with panic attacks. And it's draining because you also have to pretend that you're fine all the time. You can't just say to people, "Oh, and I'm really tired because I'm terrified of men and being raped again." And then eventually, slowly we deconstructed my trauma. We got to the bottom of every single of those bad beliefs about myself and about the blame and the guilt. And then I sort of made my peace with the whole thing. I have so many friends, all different backgrounds, different experiences. So many of them have experienced sexual assault in some form or another. If I can help one person feel a little bit better by putting myself out there, then this will have been worth it. I found out about Mickey because Mickey posted on Facebook about it.
Oh, it's so weird reading this again. I was sexually assaulted. The final hearing finished today and the man was found not guilty, which is fine because if there is a justice system that could send a person to prison on the basis of one word against another, that would be terrible. I started having panic attacks.
Oh, me too.
And then I started going out with my current partner, started having weird things where like every 2 months or so, if we're like making out or something, I know that I know Sky, but I can't put any context to it. So they're just like a stranger who is kissing me and touching me and I'm like, and go like straight back into that like rigid like,
Freezing is very common for sexual assault. If it goes to the point where the anxiety gets too high, you freeze. because your body's like, just play dead. Maybe it won't be so bad.
During the court hearing, the defence lawyer was saying, well, if you didn't like it, why didn't you stop him? And I was like,
I couldn't.
yeah, and so, but I didn't know why. I was like, I just freezed.
It's a normal reaction to have, and it's one that I ask myself, like, why didn't I stop him?
Yeah, there's always the underlying, like, oh, so what happened? Oh, were you able to stop him? And you're like, you mean, why didn't you, don't you?
Yeah.
And just a general distrust of men.
One day I was walking down the street and I was like, why am I so tense? And then I realised it's because I was scared of all of the men. All of the men, I was just scared of them all of the time. And that made me really upset because I was like, you will not have this over me. Like, you've given me panic attacks and depression and PTSD and all that fun stuff. You've made me fail a year of uni. I've had to resit it. It's like a cupboard with loads of papers in it. And at the moment they're all jumbled up, which is why they're upsetting. And that's why they keep coming back, because they're just all messed up. And in order to deal with it, I have to open the cupboard door. It has to all fall out. And it's painful when it does, because you've been shoving that door shut really, really tight for a really long while, because you're like, no, I don't want to have to put things away. I hate cleaning. You know, it won't be that long, and then you'll be out, and then you'll literally be...
I'll be on top of the world.
Yeah. I have been through therapy. I have dealt with my trauma in the best way that I think I could have done. But, you know, it's something that I end up having to tell every single guy I date. It's almost like a little test. If they don't react well, then you know they're not for you. I can't ever differentiate what my life would have been like without the trauma. I wouldn't be who I am now. He can't possibly have a happy life. You can't do that to someone and then be totally happy. Like, at some point something will hurt him, and that's okay with me. So, you know, fuck him.